Richard.
Avery, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I am quite well, thank you. What's new and exciting with you?
I'm just loving the fact that it's steamy and sunny outside, finally.
It's nice. I mean, no rain today that's unusual, isn't it?
I have moss that's starting to grow on my wooden deck in my backyard because it's so damp.
But you know, I think the gardeners like it. Great weather for gardens, everything green and growing. So that's the upside to all the rain, I think.
It does feel very jungly in my backyard, so I love that too, but I'm just ready for some summer heat.
Yeah.
Listen, tell me, Bill Gates no longer the richest person in the world. I need to know who's number one.
Bill Gates is still doing all right, though. Don't worry about him, Avery. But the newest richest person in the world is Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder and CEO. Yeah. $90.6 billion is what he has. And, of course, a lot of his wealth tied to the stock. And Amazon shares have been rocketing higher.
He's a rich man.
Yeah, very rich. Bit of a backstory on him, Avery, Jeff Bezos. His mother had him when she was a teenager. He was a smart toddler, took apart his crib with a screwdriver, so the story goes. Wanted to be a space entrepreneur as a kid, and now he owns a space exploration company called Blue Origin. Worked at McDonald's as a teenager, graduated from Princeton University, got a job at a hedge fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, in 1994, he read the stat in a newspaper. It said the web had grown 2,300% in 1 year. So he said, I want to be part of that, and he quit his job at the hedge fund to start Amazon, and of course the company now a behemoth, selling $136 billion worth of goods a year.
You know, you always hear that from super successful people, is the risk that they took that was considered to be a risk ended up paying off big time. That's great.
It's true, because he was making a lot of money at this hedge fund, and he just walked away, and who knew? You know, he might have failed Amazon, but he took that chance. Obviously, it's paid off big time for him.
I'm a little disappointed about this. I don't know. There are Twitter people and there are Facebook people. I'm only recently sort of getting onto Facebook. Twitter is has been my sort of source of information.
I love Twitter. I'm hooked on it.
I love it. I mean, they're two different applications, I guess, but people just aren't signing up for Twitter.
No, they're not. This has been a big problem for the company, anemic user growth, and they just had their earnings in last night, and in the latest quarter, they didn't sign up anyone new. In fact, the user base fell as the company kicked off a lot of these so-called trolls. This has been another problem, Avery, with, you know, a lot of the people taking aim at others on Twitter, and they're trying to crack down on that. The stock was down more than 14% today. Not good. In comparison, Facebook signed up 70 million new people in the last 3 months.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, really, there was a sense that Twitter was going to be a place for getting, you get such an access to all kinds of different news organizations, for example, as a place to get news. And Facebook was kind of the one where you shared what you ate for breakfast and stuff like that. Yeah, now everyone's reading news, be it fake or otherwise, on Facebook. But I love Twitter. Such a great place to get quick information. And, you know, shameless plug, 680 City. We got our Twitter feeds on there, so you can look up all the latest news. I'm wondering where those Twitter
people
people are going. They're not going to Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is like, for a lot of people, the internet is just Facebook. So they've really carved out a nice niche for themselves. You know, even Snapchat now has more users than Twitter. Oh,
Snapchat really is. I mean, and lots of news organizations are also trying to figure out how to get their information on Snapchat, and actually are already, so that's interesting.
NBC I've been told News doing Snapchat as well. Now 30 people working on a daily news program, so there you go.
They're yelling in my ear that we're chatting too much about everything.
Whoops,
we need to move on to this automated vacuum. It does more than clean up, it spies on you. I don't like spying automated vacuums.
So this is the Roomba, right? It vacuums the house by itself for you. It's been around for a while. And for the last couple of years, the Roombas have been quietly mapping your home. They've been collecting data about the size and geometry of your home to maximize efficiency. But now the device's makers want to sell that data, turning this friendly, cute little robot into a creepy spy. Not nice. There's a lot to be learned from this data. Knows the floor plan, you know, the basic shape of everything on your floor, and this is valuable to companies. They're looking for every bit of information about you that they can get. So watch out for that little Roomba. Might have an ulterior motive, Avery.
At least there's no camera in there. That would really be stuff that you might not want to be sold. Okay, so this is a bit of a, I guess it makes sense, this corporate sponsorship between the ride-hailing company Lyft and Taco Bell.
It's an interesting one. I like it because that's kind of my guilty pleasure, food-wise.
Taco Bell, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When's your birthday?
What's that?
When's your birthday?
March.
March, okay.
Yeah, we'll go for tacos one day.
Taking you out.
Lyft announces a partnership with Taco Bell, allowing people to add a Taco Bell stop on their ride. They're calling it taco mode. You're hungry for a taco, you hit the button on the Lyft app. The car diverts to the nearest Taco Bell. Drivers not so happy with this. They're worried that they're not going to make a lot of money, worried about a potential
Do they have to drive
mess.
this car?
They got to drive the car, the taco car.
Yeah.
It's a sweet ride.
I think you should get a premium for having to drive around in that. High Times Magazine, they're going public.
Yeah, the company, the magazine, which was founded back in 1974, of course, campaigning for the legalization of cannabis. It was sold last week to a company, Argo Acquisition, for $250 million, and they say now they want to list on the NASDAQ. They have 336,000 subscribers to this magazine. You know, investors in some ways have shied away from companies with ties, direct ties to the marijuana industry, because it still is illegal under federal law in the U.S. But this presents investors an opportunity to get exposure to the cannabis industry without directly owning a company that produces the drug.
Sort of makes sense. I can kind of see that, we've kind of lost all of the concern about that. It's just about to become legal in this country.
Yeah, so a lot of interest in it, and there's the magazine for it.
All right, so McDonald's is going to take those cardboard drink trays and do something kind of funky with them. What have they got planned?
I thought this is neat, so I wanted to show it to you. McDonald's turning those cardboard drink trays into a stereo. It's called the McDonald's Boombox, and it's created with a partnership with the University of Waterloo. A paper sleeve goes over the drink tray. There's speakers on it, connects to your phone, and they're going to be giving this away. One-day event, Toronto's Woodbine Beach tomorrow. Limited quantities available. So we've had the Big Mac onesie this week, and
I was going to say,
McDonald's cardboard drink tray.
What's with all the freebies?
We're falling for it. They're trying to get people to talk about the little bit of free press, and I caved.
So we had Chris wearing the onesie yesterday. We've got to get Vister to put the speakers on his head for tomorrow.
Maybe we'll do that.
Maybe they'll send us. I'd love to know what the sound is like on that.
Yeah, but it couldn't be that great with a cardboard, but we'll see.
You never know. Richard, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Avery.